Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Overcomers. And I'm your host, Ourhbw.life, for this evening. Well, let's get this party started with our first sponsor of today's show. Have you ever heard of the cutting edge system to optimize your metabolic health? doTERRA's MetaPower just may be what you need. I've been using the MetaPower oil blend for the last month, and it's really helped suppress my appetite. So if you have any questions about this at all, definitely get a hold of our amazing friend, Bonnie Ourhbw, at beoilywithbonnie.com, or give her a call or a text at 810-414-0929. All right. I'm going to bring up the lovely and amazing Kimberly Genovese. Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing?
I'm great, honey. How are you?
I'm doing great over here. And I know, guys, the game plan was to have Mark on the show with us tonight. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, Mark's not able to join us tonight, but we will have him on the show at a later date. So Kimberly and I thought, what better way than, with Mental Health Awareness Month, we're no strangers to mental hygiene, mental health. We thought we'd have a coffee conversation with our fancy mugs and, just really kick back. And this isn't going to be like, yes, I can throw tons of stats out there, like 1 in 5 suffer with mental health issues and things like that. And if you've been watching our show at all, you would realize that we do a lot with mental health issues. We do help not only in the civilian world, but we do help a lot of why can't I say talk?
It's all right. You're having fun being tongue-tied tonight.
Yes. Yeah. Our veteran community. And it's not just it's not a one size fits all. And it's not just one community that's is suffering with this. And so if you've seen our show a couple weeks ago with Inez Teamer, we made this new hashtag healed is sexy. Because Kimberly and I are a huge believer in getting healed. And, just because you have the symptoms of PTSD or anxiety, depression, that doesn't mean that that's defines who you are. And that doesn't mean that you have to live with that. Would you agree with that, Kimberly?
Yeah, I mean, I know my body's like screaming, in communication right now, right? It's like, like for me, it's like, it's a human condition. It's so perfect, right? Because the conversations I've been a lot lately is where people are addressing like, upsets or whatever. And they're like, and they're inside this conversation around like, trying to make that go away. And it's like, no. As a human vessel, you have access to all of it. And if you think about it, like that beautiful piano in your background in that beautiful house that you're in, right? Every key matters, right? Having access to the word I'm using is dark, but like the deepest key to the highest key. Now, you may not use those keys as often as you use the ones in the middle, right? But that's, if you didn't have access to that, you wouldn't have access to ecstasy either. So it's the broader the spectrum, the more music you can play, the more things you can create. So, and most of us don't know that. Right. There's so much labeling out there and so much like, oh, well, if you're not riding at a 10 or higher, something's wrong. Right. Like there's something bad or wrong. Right. So yeah, it'd be, I'm just really honored and in this very moment, really clear how blessed, I'm just, I love and adore Mark, and I can't wait for him to be on the show. I was really looking forward to it. And this is absolutely something that's near and dear to my heart because I have it. We're all, and especially after COVID,
Oh
we're
gosh, yes.
all dealing with mental health hygiene issues.
Mhm.
We have more mental health dirt on us than we even are even remotely aware of, right? So to get to, sing my song about that and invite people and let them know, hey, there ain't nothing wrong. You just need a shower.
Well, that's funny that you use that analogy because I just heard recently that somebody who is going through anxious moments, if you have a hot shower, it actually
Mhm.
does cleanse it away. And,
Yeah.
and notice my speaking in that, guys. As somebody historically who's had depression, had anxiety, things like that, that doesn't mean I still don't have those moments, but it means I do not let that define my life. I have tools in my toolbox to help me get past that. And and I have such an amazing support system that I can't help but bust through all the crap, right?
Yeah.
And so I love that you said that taking a shower, and it's funny, and I know, like you said, a lot of labels. Just to be clear, Kimberly and I are not doctors, so if your doctor's telling you to do something, do it. Um,
Oh, please,
but
please do it.
but
Yes.
but do it with an open mind too. Like I know that. Um, I love my doctors. However, you still have to advocate for yourself 100% no matter what you're going through, whether that be a physical ailment or a mental ailment. I don't know how many times I had to advocate for my dad in his cancer journey, and mental health basically is the same way. We all have to be advocates for ourselves. We all have to do what's right for us, and that's why we were here tonight. I just want to go to comments for a couple minutes here, Kimberly.
Yeah,
And
and Dee, will you put out there, like, this is a great night for Q&A, right? Like, whoever wants to,
yeah,
like, if they've got questions that they like, especially since I'm very excited about this, the show's next leveling up, right, around creating awareness. So if there's things that especially, I mean, we're here for the audience, right? Like those are our peeps, right? So if they've got questions that we can get answers to inside the month period, like that would be awesome too. We may or may not get to it on the show, but we'll definitely capture them to be able to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I just want to welcome Kenny here. Kenny says, Dorothy, savor the
Hi, Ken.
flavor of the awesomeness and you sharing for all your delectable nuggets of wisdom, kindness, goodness, inspiration, information, encouragement, empathy, appreciation, and motivated guidance. Wow, that is a mouthful, Kenny. We so appreciate you. Big love from Canada to Texas. And Janet, changing your state. Absolutely. I think that's about the shower thing, right? Changing
Mhm.
whatever you need to do in that moment to get you to your next moment, you do. Whether that's taking the hot shower. For me, it could be reading a good book, going for a walk. That's why. Okay, on all my walk talks that I do, guys, it's not all for my mental health, but a good portion of it is, clearing the stuff that's there. Everybody has things in their day that come up. And for me, that's a great way. Number one, to get my steps in because I'm on a journey to get the weight off, but also to be healthier. It's not just about the weight loss; it's about being healthier. And so, anything I can do to change my mental state as well as my physical state is what I'm going to do. Do you have anything to add to that, Kimberly? What are some of the
Cool.
things you do for your mental health? There we go. What do you do to get your mental health in the right place?
Well, I drink coffee. I drink warm things that warm me from the inside out. Oh God, what don't I do? I mean, really, right? So for me, the vessel, the human vessel, the driver is the mind, right? So if the driver's drunk, we're in big trouble, right?
Yep.
So I know really it is. I have worked so hard over the last 10 years to put practices in because I'm really big on altering the conversation around well-being to be wealth being, right? The being of being wealthy, right? So if the being is wealthy, then it can't not produce anything other than wealth, which, lives in my mission, causing, radiant radical financial freedom for all of humanity, right?
Right.
So I've been on this journey for over a decade, and so I'm very clear that it's constant. It's a constant conversation. So I'm constantly checking the pulse, right? So Lord have mercy, because here's the other side of it. I get bored.
No fooling.
So, and I don't know. I mean, I think that might be a little harsh to say that I get bored, but I'm just so, I get that there's like so many experiences available. It's limitless, right? So I'm always like, oh, I'll try something else. So what I'm getting at, and I promise I will start to give a list of all the things. I just want them to get, like, it's long, right? It's really, really long. And it's long because I never know what's going to hit when, right?
And that's why it's so important to have more than one.
Yeah. So well, see, some people love doing things over. And listen, and I love people that do that. There's no right way or wrong. So one of the things I always say to people is, do what works for you. Whatever sparks joy or inspiration or lightness in you, do that. Do that. And so in that regard, I would say the most powerful thing I could give people tonight is, here's the question from nothing, Dorothy. What could I do right now? What could I do right now that would shift my mental health? Now, the beauty of that, because what I'm seeing is the power of that one thing is when you ask the mind a what question, it can't not give you the best answer for you in that moment. Like, it's literally hardwired that if I say what, it will respond in kind with, like, literally the perfect thing for you. Now, you may not hear it right away. You know what I mean? Like, you may have all kinds of things going on for you that you might have to really be still and listen, and over time it'll definitely, but you can do that. Never use a why, right? Like, why is this happening? Or because that'll further trigger the unhealthy mindset that's going on, right? So I'll start there by saying I invite people to take that on, right? Like, moment by moment is what would make the biggest impact in this moment for you. And now I'm gonna give up that they're gonna think I'm weird, and I don't care. Because I love them, right? So here's the thing. I'm not kidding. There's nothing more powerful than hugging yourself.
There we go.
So, like, literally to, like, wrap yourself in your own arms, right? And this, like, let that sit. Like, you'll notice a state change. Because most of our mental health challenges come from that we're so busy giving our love away.
Oh, that's good.
And we're not feeding it to ourselves.
Oh, that's good.
So if you ask the what question, what could I provide, and really, like, if you can go that place, right, where it's like, close your eyes, and see yourself hugging and loving yourself. And I promise you, I like right there, just like, seriously, I kid you not, what just now when I did that, literally my body said, say, hey, if I do it too loud, the Google will go off, right? But hey, Google, play Queen, because I love Queen, right? Like,
yes, music is
keep playing it. I know. Crap. Hey, Google, stop. Thank you.
Okay, so let's just back up the train for a second, because I love that you had said that you get bored, and I said, well, duh, because you and I are like sisters, And so I meant that as, well, yes, you get bored because I see that, because I get bored very easily. And I've had to,
Yeah, no, I
I,
know you meant it
I,
as a compliment. I'm
right.
clear.
And well, I just want our viewers to know
Yeah,
that that's what I meant, so that they don't think I'm dissing my girlfriend here. That's not what we do here.
yeah, no,
Um,
no, we don't do that.
but yeah, no, and I love that. I love, yes, music. I love that the first thing you alluded to, well, after hugging yourself and giving yourself back the love, is music, because I didn't realize how much music actually does help my state of mind. Like if I'm in a funk, the first thing I do is play something that gets like with a beat. And it's funny, in today's clearing call, Kimberly and April had put out "Can't Stop This Feeling" by Justin Timberlake. And I said, well, how funny is that? Because that was my wedding song. I literally walked down the aisle to "Can't Stop
Yeah,
This Feeling."
yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So hugging, and loving and letting yourself feel love from you, while asking what could I do right now that would alter this state. It's huge, because so what's so great about that is because there is an infinite number of possible things that could cause your state change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and what's going to be most powerful is what do these cells, what do these trillions of cells, what are they screaming for?
Right.
Because they might be screaming for quiet. They might actually be screaming for, go lay on the ground, on the grass under a tree and be still. But I'm coming for, I've got, someone told me to play music, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
then I play, well, hello, that's the exact opposite of what these cells want. So when you go into that place and you can actually hear them talk back to you, it's pretty freaking cool. And you really can't mess it up, right? Because if you do anything that's, a state change that will make you smile, that's all right. Like that's what I was like, well, oh yeah, that's good. You shifted into something really powerful though, because that would be the other big thing right behind it, is to get in communication with even one person. And I'm gonna disclaim that though. It's gotta be someone who's like, they're inspirational no matter frickin' what. Like, the worst thing you can do is get into a conversation with someone who's gonna give you agreement.
Right. Somebody, yes. Oh, and we're good for each other, because we won't let each other stay in that state. We will bring each other up, and you have to really surround yourself with that. I'm just gonna go to Janet's. Janet's got
Yeah.
something here. Recently, she was on a call that was quite heavy. Information regarding moral injury. It was great information, awareness, but she felt heavy afterwards. She told her husband, "I had to cleanse my mind and shift the energy." So they went to go see Gardens of the Galaxy 3. She
Oh,
said
nice.
it didn't take away from what the speaker had shared. It allowed her to integrate it, allowing it to absorb in a healthy way. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Just the mind shift of, you could still talk about a deep, dark subject like we do with mental health, but we
Oh
bring
yeah.
light to the situation.
Right.
Like, if people stay in the dark place, it's not healthy. And,
Mm-mm.
and that's why, if you've been following my social media for the last couple of weeks, I've been giving nuggets on what you could do for your mental fitness, right? What personally I have used. And I'm not just sitting here talking crap out of my mouth, because this all stuff that I actually do. Like, I've gone through a lot of dark times. Kimberly has too, but we've, done a lot of healing to
Mhm.
get us to where we're at today, which,
Yeah,
hey, healed is sexy, man. Healed is sexy.
I love that. That's good. I'm all about sexy, girl.
That's
Being
right.
sexy.
Kimberly doesn't know everything that's really been going on the last couple of weeks. She's been under the weather, so I was just like, "Oh wait, there's this, but oh wait, I haven't been able to tell her," and oh wait, there's this, but I haven't been able to tell her. So but that's okay. It doesn't matter, because we're all here to help each other out, and so yeah, I
Yeah.
love that though. So we have take a shower, change your state of mind, music. Another thing I do is meditation. Huge on that. That's how I start
Mhm.
my morning. Oh,
Mhm.
hugging and loving on yourself. I
Mhm.
also, okay, so I know the girls laugh at me, but before I go to work, I'm up before my husband an hour early. I do my meditation, I do my journaling, I do a form of exercise, I do get into my office for a little bit to do the things that have to be done for that day. And 15 minutes before get up, I'm actually snuggling with my husband because it's a cuddle before we actually get out of bed to and start our day. And I thought at first, well, that's really weird. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a human touch first thing before you start your day with other people. So I thought that was powerful.
Yeah, so you're gonna love this. So this kudos and nothing but love to my real estate daddy, Gary Keller. So Gary Keller of Keller Williams Realty, I absolutely adore this man. Shared with me and all of us about filling your tanks every day, right? So there's 5 key tanks, and I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to pull it up just so I don't mess it up. Oh, great. It's right here in front of me, of course. Perfect. All right. So there's 5 key tanks. The first one is prayer and meditation, which is your spiritual cup. Like, so prayer and meditation can feed the spiritual cup.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Did we lose me?
Nope.
Oh,
You're
good.
there.
Okay. Well, my screen's frozen, but I can totally give it. As long as you tell me I'm still here.
You're
all
still
good.
there.
Only good things. Okay, good. So the first one is the spiritual energy cup. The second one is the physical energy cup. The third one is the emotional energy cup. The fourth one is the mental energy cup. And the fifth one is the business energy cup. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what he says, and this is so sexy. This is sexy. Apparently the theme is sexy. What I'm about to share, if you do this, this is literally the millionaire energy plan. So this is not just a health, mental health plan. It's a wealthy mental health plan, right?
Love
So
that.
if you within the first 5 hours of you waking up, okay, so that's the game, right? So there's 5 cups, and I like to equate it to like I always visualize it's like going to the gas station and filling all my tanks up so they're full. If not over, I play the game that they're overflowing, right? But so those are the 5 tanks, and the key components, the most impactful ways to fill your spiritual energy cup. This is per Gary Keller. Prayer and meditation. The most powerful way to fill your physical energy cup is exercise and eating. So make sure in that first 5 hours that you do some form of exercise and you put some kind of nourishment in your body that's going to fill your health tank, right? Your physical energy tank. Number 3, get this, emotional energy cup is hug, kiss, and laugh. Very specific.
Hug, kiss,
So
and laugh.
hug, kiss, laugh. Okay. So, and you do that, right? Until you feel it's full, like it's full, right?
Right.
I can't even tell you how many mornings I'll watch Seinfeld. Right. But seriously, like, it's like to make sure like there's laughter in the morning, right? In that 5-hour period. And then mental energy, get this, is plan and calendar. So like you plan and think about it, right? If you have a plan, if you've calendared everything out to where you can be like, oh wow, look, I scheduled 3 things for 3 p.m. I'm gonna have to reach out and reschedule 2 of them or whatever, right? Or have someone else go on my behalf or whatever the case might be. You can really see like, oh yeah, if you're doing that and you fill that tank up, you will have peace and calm in your mind, right?
Yep.
And then the business energy cup, believe it or not, there's only one thing in the business energy cup. Can you guess what it is?
Communicate with somebody, make a call.
Good. Yeah, it's definitely in that galaxy. Lead generate.
Lead generate. There we go.
Right. So people are clear. It's not talking to someone you're already doing business with. It's actually new, like some form of new conversations inside of lead generating. And here's the thing, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm not in sales or I'm not in marketing. It's like, no. You want to get it in the world that we live in. Everything is a sale.
Mm-hmm.
Like for my husband and I to go to the show, he's got to be enrolled and register and going to the show. Right.
Yep.
But anyway, that's, in the world of business, like I'm just going to make it up from nothing. Right. If I'm, well, like you, Dorothy, the bookkeeping work, right, that you do is like, well, who could you be lead generating with that would elevate your, business environment such that it would be more enhanced and richer and, more powerful, I guess. I hate using that word more, but you get what I'm pointing to.
I get what you're saying. Yep. No,
Yeah.
I love that.
That I will tell you this game and leveling up every day and playing the game of leveling up every day, it's really causing that mental health hygiene to skyrocket.
Well, I'm listening to what you're saying and I got a smile on my face because I do 5 of that, all 5 before 2 hours of me being up.
There you go.
I could do more of the business one, but yes, I do the first 4 definitely. So you all, when I'm messaging you at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, I'm aware. Yes, I know what you're doing. I'm clear. I'm very clear. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I definitely know the difference between the days when I take that on very intentionally and when I don't.
Oh, 100%. Case in point, this weekend, Sunday was out. I did things out of order and I'm not going to say I paid for it, but I could definitely feel that there was a shift in the energy, a shift in our environment, shift in everything because I didn't do what I normally do. And normally sometimes I'll say to myself, oh, well, one day out of the week isn't going to matter, but it truly does. It truly does matter because I do allow myself the extra time sleeping on Sunday, sleeping in. It's my only day that I allow for that. But then I thought, okay, because I always have this guilt thing. Oh, well, if I sleep till 9 o'clock, that means, that I won't get my meditation and that done till 10 o'clock. And then that's too late because by then the half my day is gone.
This is so fun how this is flowing tonight. So this is so great that you brought that up. Okay. So another phenomenal, so it's so great because I'm getting to share all my amazing mentors, right? Okay. So I got to get responsible. Where might she be? I don't see her readily available. Hold on, I gotta pull her up. This is so exciting.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about our next sponsor.
Yeah,
Would
perfect.
You look that up.
Please do that.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So today's live streamcast is actually also sponsored by the Leffa Coach, an innovative entrepreneurial venture partner that will take your income and self-expression to the next level. With his established 5-pillar methodology, the Leffa Coach can help you build a solid foundations for success and expand your full potential. As a venture growth coach, the Leffa Coach is dedicated to partnering with you and your established business to help you grow your income and achieve your goals. Whether you're an entrepreneur or a professional looking to take your career to the next level, the Leffa Coach can provide you with support, guidance, resources you need to succeed. And actually, Christian is an amazing guy over there. Kimberly and I both use him in our business. He has definitely helped us build our empires. I'm going to say empires over the last couple of months. We've been working with him. So definitely, I'm going to put in the link or in the comments, there's a link for a free 30-minute consultation with him. So go right now, book your free 30-minute consultation with Christian, the left foot coach. And that way he can help you build your empire as well. So Kimberly, do you have your information there that you're looking for?
Yeah. So I put it in the chat. So,
Oh.
so Laura Harris Smith wrote the book, The 30-Day Faith Detox. And I'm just going to disclaim it right now. Okay. She's a Christian and there's a lot of Christian biblical reference. She's also, it's not only a Christian, she's a pastor, right? So if you're triggered by that, totally got it, not a problem. Because I'm not necessarily recommending her program. Now, if you are a Christian, and especially if you're a Christian and you're like, Jesus is your guy, oh my God, I like 100%. Like this was huge shifting, not only my mental health, but definitely my physical health. And where I was going with that, tying back into where you left off when you were talking about feeling bad about sleeping too late or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So get this. Part of her program is, and it literally took me 2 years to start her program. That's how resistant I was to what she was saying. So I'm putting that out there now, right? Like, yes, I'm clear with how people are going to like, about what I'm about to say. Okay. So you do it when you do it. But one of the things that she advocates big time is the whole sleep conversation. And when if you're going to do her program, that you literally set yourself up to plan to be sleeping anywhere from 9 to 20 hours a day. Yes, I said 20. I didn't say 10. I said 20. Okay. Now doesn't say that specifically in the book. I think it's like whatever, like plan on 9 to 12 or something like that. But point being, when I did finally embrace and trust her program and lean into it, part of what was causing my mental health lack of hygiene, right, was that I was so sleep deprived. And I literally had to allow for my sleep clock to shift. And it took, I want to say, and I'm making this up because I don't remember because it was so long ago when I started that work with her. But it took at least 3 months before I started leveling out, right? But I would literally have days in there that I would sleep 20 hours nonstop. Now, here's the cool part. What now I have in the last 3 years, I've probably set an alarm 10 times. Uh-huh. And you know how early I so it's like, and I mean, it's usually, and so now I travel a lot in planes, and I am so peaceful and confident that I will wake up when I'm supposed to wake up, that I'm not even setting alarms for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's funny you said that, because I do set an alarm, but I'm always up before my alarm. I set it because I'm anal retentive that way.
Yeah.
Making sure that I get up at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah. But then
putting guilt around sleeping in, like that's in the world of mental health, that's a great place for people to start. Like if they shift that, that's like the ultimate. We talk about showers, going back to taking a shower. That's like a deep soak, is soaking and bathing in, allowing your body to reset itself in the sleep tank, right? Like the sleep, like meaning like that when we're talking about filling our tanks,
right?
Because pretty much everyone I know in some way, shape, or form cannot say that they don't set alarms. and they wake up when they wake up. And here's the thing. Not only do I wake up when I wake up refreshed. I wake up ready. I wake up full. Like I'm present that restoration has happened the night before. So
20 hours.
Sleep is a thing. Sleep is a real thing.
Yes.
So and zero guilt if you sleep in or don't, whatever it looks like is whatever it looks like. And so it's a journey. And, people are really curious about that. They're more than welcome to reach out to me, but always, right. And just Google how to reset your sleep clock, or, what I mean? Or
there's I put her thing up that you
reach out to Laura, man. She's awesome. And this is a woman, her story is really, really cool, because she went from her doctors literally telling her that she was going to die. Like, you have 30 days to live, get your ducks in a row. And she is with us and running strong. So
don't you just love it when you can shift things around, right?
Yeah.
It's that's why, a lot of people put themselves in a box, and a lot of people believe everything that the doctor tells you. But I don't know. For me, I always try to think of a different way.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I like some people call me stubborn, some people call me rebellious, whatever.
Yeah, and to be responsible, I love doctors. Like, I mean, I love who they are. I love what they stand for. I love what they're committed to. And there's so many things going on simultaneously. One of my husband's favorite TV shows is House. Mine too. Like, it's like people come in and there's so many symptoms that could be so many different things. It's like they're constantly trying to figure it out, right? And they've got it. Like, I'm sure statistically, I'm sure Laura broke all the statistics. I'm sure it was an anomaly, and and awesome, because they can build off of it and maybe save other people's lives with the same kind of issues that she had, right?
Yeah.
But so many people, but the doctors are, me, my whole thing is everybody's doing the best version of themselves. And, I can't even imagine, right? Like, what it must be like to have people come in with symptoms, and statistically, right? They're saying what there is to say based on statistics. So I'm sure it was all, well intentioned.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The best of intentions, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, okay. So I love your 5 things there from Gary Keller. Basically, and basically, the meditation, the prayer, sleep is a yes. I will have to add that to our steps, our not steps, not, what do you call that? What did I just say before that? Our tips. There we go. I'll add the sleep to our tips for the week on our social media posts. So make sure you check us out, guys, because they are out there. I'm trying to think of something that we haven't said that I do as well.
Here's one. Here's a fun one that most people wouldn't think of. So, Dorothy, I know you know this, but I'm gonna be playful because we're in our coffee class.
We're in our coffee club tonight.
Just
yes.
Like you said, like we're doing. That's what we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of people aren't aware, or they're aware, but like, I know I was aware for a really long time, but I never really started to play with it until this year. But there's the solar calendar, but there's also the lunar calendar, right? And lunar cycles. And so that's another big one. If you can harmonize, because a lot of times what has you off, right? Like, I don't care who you are. I heard the coolest thing, right?
Retrograde will kick your ass.
Yeah. So what?
Retrograde will kick your ass.
Yeah, right. But people don't know something's kicking their ass, right? Like, they don't know that there's something going on with the planets and the stars and the energy, and they think that there's something wrong in here, when in reality they're literally inside of something that they don't even know that they're inside of. So this last year, in my constant leveling up, I took on that I'm inside the lunar calendar, the solar calendar and the lunar calendar, but I'm the driver now is the lunar calendar, not the solar calendar. Girl, I cannot even begin to tell you how that has brought so much peace, calm, and harmony to me, because don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? I'm Cancer in the horoscope world, right? So I'm way more lunar driven than I am solar driven.
When's your birthday again?
June 22nd.
Okay, how did I not
You
know
can
that you were
send
Cancer?
presents to me in the month of June.
Well, I'm Cancer.
Everyone out there, yeah.
I'm Cancer too, but I don't know, why did I not connect it, or maybe I did know and I forgot. I don't know.
It's all right. It's all good, right? So me living 58 years, inside solar exclusively and following solar, guidelines and like completely ignoring the lunar cycles and all that kind of stuff, has wreaked havoc on my mental health. And simply by opening that up, it's like the restoration and rejuvenation that's been occurring has been crazy. Speaking of which, I literally am finding that there are times at night that if I was not allowing for this, that I would be like, oh, I need to go to sleep, right? Like, no, I should be sleeping right now. I shouldn't be up right now, right? And so now that I've been embracing that, but it's like the moon will be out, like my brain feels so good, and it's like, it's so creative, it's flowing, everything's flowing, so I'm not resisting, those kind of shifts. That's really been huge, and it's very calming to my mind, because it's like it's getting what it needs that I didn't even know that it needed.
Well, maybe that perhaps will be something I'll have to look into.
Well, you do that like early morning, nighttime space quite a bit. You actually do feed lunarly a lot.
I just don't even know what I'm doing, guys.
Yeah,
It's working.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, that is so hilarious. That is so hilarious. I'm trying, and so another thing that's coming to mind, self-care, and self-care can be different for everybody, because I know a lot of women love their baths. They think that's their self-care time. For me, that is the last thing in the world that I would do. Give me a hot tub, yes. Give me a bath, no. But yes. And so for me, it depends, because like Kimberly, I like to change things up. So my first go-to is exercise, taking my walk, whatever. But another thing that I kind of forgot that I love doing is taking pictures. So I was out in the last 2 Sundays. I've been out at a park taking pictures of flowers and different monuments inside there, and you can't see it. And I have this, if I was to show you, it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't see it anyways. But I have a picture. A friend of mine who was a professional photographer at one time took a picture of this eagle, and it has the full span width out, and nice. It sits above my desk. And so I'm thinking, well, how great would it be my goal is to actually get a picture of me taking a picture of an eagle in flight, because damn, that would just be exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I've done that in the Puget Sound. It is beautiful. It is fun. I actually have a really cool emoji one I can send. You'll love it. Yeah. He's a wet-winged eagle in flight. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah.
That would be good. I did get a Baltimore Oriole. My first in flight, my first and a butterfly in flight. Oh, did that piss him off? He goes, I've been trying for years to get it. The first time I go out, take his camera, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, beginner's luck. What can I say? But, I have those pictures around here somewhere.
You made me think of another one. So it's funny. I don't know that you know this, but one of my lifelong nicknames is Huggy. So it's not really a big surprise that I'm going to keep going back to hugging. So there's personal hugging, but then here's another one. And again, I'm going to give credit to Gary Keller and one of his founding partners, Mo Anderson. She's the bomb. That's another one. If people want to get really great ideas, Google Mo Anderson from Keller Williams. Oh my God, she's so freaking awesome. And her, and I don't know that she made this up. I actually think this is like a real thing, like a medical thing, statistically proven. But to get 10 or more hugs, either give or get 10 or more hugs a day to maintain mental health and hygiene. Huge. And that was one of my, like, you don't want to get me on a pulpit about this tonight, but when coronavirus first came out and they dubbed the distinction social distancing, I literally started crying for humanity, because we're social, like we're social beings. And to create social distance, don't even get me started. And the lack of hugs and physical touch that we're all have missed out on for 2+ years, right? Like we're really just people are really starting to open up more to being hugged. I promise you, there is a starvation, a human touch starvation that's happening that definitely affects mental health.
I can attest to that because yes, during that time, like I wasn't able to see my family at all. My dad was going through chemo treatments and that, and did not want us to be around if we could help it. And so yeah, at one point the only person I could hug was my husband or my stepson, and my husband's not really a hugger. Like once in a while, like if he knows that I'm really needing that human touch, then yes, okay. Well, other than I'll cuddle time in the morning, but and my son is like, okay, fine, here and go, like get away from me. And so I was really feeling that. We had talked about this, and I had said that I'm really feeling. And there are still times to this day that I don't want to be in a crowd. Like I'd rather just stay at home. And I forget, you and I had talked about it offline before, and I totally, I forget the name we used. There was a term that we used, but you're right. Like we were so isolated that, and now trying to get back into that, it's sometimes difficult.
Yeah, I had someone literally fall, like I was hugging them, and in the hug, they literally collapsed in my arms. They were like so deprived of human touch. And this person gets, she has very healthy sexual relationships, right? So it's not like she's isolated, right? But there's a very distinct difference between, being touched or whatever, right? And like I would say hand holding and or being hugged, and just being in a hug, like allowing for yourself to just collapse in the arms of another person. And it's pretty powerful stuff.
Okay, now my mind's racing. Who is it? But anyways, we won't say it on air.
No disclosure.
But we are actually at the fundamental section of the show. So we will bring on our fundamental guest, Mr. Stephen Rowe. Welcome to the show, dude. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. This is the second time I get to see you today. How amazing is that?
That's pretty amazing.
I know. You changed even for us.
I did. I figured the sleeveless shirt that I worked in most of the day was not suitable for television, right? Or whatever. So yeah, yes.
I love that. So, Kimberly, I know that you do this section of the show so amazingly well. So, I'm going to kick it over
Oh
to you.
man, I was, since we're playing in this whole new world and we're doing this whole coffee thing, I say we do it together.
You start it. No, well,
Okay.
okay.
So, welcome to the fundamentals, everyone. For those of you that are enjoying our show for the first time, first of all, welcome. We're thrilled to have you. This part of the show is very intentional and fun. And it is sponsored. It's actually sponsored by Mr. Roke and what he's up to. So before we get into the fundamentals, Steve, please, as our sponsor tonight, and thank you for being a sponsor of the show, what would you like to share and promote this evening with our audience?
Everything. I mean, why not, right? So, I mean, the thing I've been working on the most lately is the Magic Money and Leverage platform, I guess I would call it. Currently, it's the website that pulls together Kimbra, Bank, PHP, and other things that support small business owners, salespeople, anyone who doesn't want a boss and wants to run their own business, kind of will support them in accountability and working through like how to convert leads at a higher rate and all the little things that would support them in creating additional revenue streams. So it's all very, very much could be part-time. A lot of people. I spoke to someone on last Thursday who's in IT, and we got her signed up inside of PHP to do life insurance part-time, and potentially, could become a full-time gig for her as it grows and expands and all of those things. And so it's just kind of fun to start to spread out, a little bit as well. She's in Pennsylvania, so here in
That's
Chicago,
so fun. So I was working with people all day from Pennsylvania. Yeah. Look at this. There's a Pennsylvania contingency that's coming into the crew.
Yeah, and I hooked her up with. I'm going to hook her up with the realtor. My sister's leaving Pennsylvania, moving back to the Chicago area shortly, and so I hooked her up with. I'm going to hook her up with the realtor there because she had expressed a desire to do some real estate investing kinds of things. So it all just kind of comes together through different conversations and various interests, and they all can kind of feed off of each other and support each other, and that's kind of what Magic Money and Leverage is designed to do.
Beautiful. And do you have a link where they could register for that event? And is that a live event, Steve? Or is that a Zoom event? What kind of event is that?
The event is a live event on May 17th in Ourhbw Terrace, which is just west of Chicago, a little ways. And magicmoneyleverage.com is the website. And right at the top is the link for the event to get all the information about, how to sign up for that and, how to get all the information about it, what you're going to get out of attending.
Beautiful.
What was the site? Magic what? Sorry.
magicmoneyleverage.com.
Magic.
I imagine you have the power to throw that up on the screen. I don't.
Yeah, she's on it. She's got it. She's got it.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
She said that's exactly why she's asking.
Yeah, I played around with like the little background of it earlier, but it didn't work so well. So I abandoned that for today.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So and I mean I know a little bit about this as well. So if you are in a place so this is May 17th. So it really is like the whole mental health, right? Like mental health awareness. So if you're in the Illinois area, the Ourhbw Terrace, Illinois area, this event, I'm very clear what Steve's creating here is you will leave there really empowered inside of your mental state. No kidding. And if you're not from that area, if there's anyone you know in that area, definitely let them know about it. I know that Steve's commitment inside of this is a very philanthropic, remarkable contribution kind of thing. It's part of a big project that he's been working on, two-year training and development program. So it's not to be missed, and it would definitely make a difference. Wouldn't you agree, Steve, inside of mental health and hygiene?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of that incorporated. You know, the underlying program is landmark personal development. You know, I guess you could call it getting rid of your past demons, kind of focused in the beginning, and creating new possibilities where you don't see any possibilities currently. So, I mean, it's all in there, and kind of have put a thread between all of these different things and started to tie them together into, kind of a bundled product that, you go to the website and you can choose any of those that you want. Right. And so my intention is to continue to add, products, so to speak. I mean, they're not all product kind of things, services, things that you can get. And then more sponsors to the site as well. So like other related kinds of businesses that maybe don't particularly provide magic money or leverage to people in that way, but that, like a realtor, for example, if we've got, roofing and deck repair and all the other kinds of contractors in the areas that support the site, and you got quick access to, people who've been vetted and, easy ways to get reviews on them, and kind of get one place to get it all is kind of what it's going to start to become.
One-stop shop, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And the best of the best. Beautiful. Well, again, Steve, thank you for being our sponsor tonight. And with that in place, please share your fundamentals.
So I was working on that a little bit because I, was thinking, oh, I gotta have those like ready to go. So the one that I came up with was to diversify, and kind of looked at it from a lot of different ways. So like in investing, right, you don't want to put all of your money into First Republic Bank, for example, that recently went from over $100 a share to about $350 a share now, because you would have got yourself wiped out. But if you were to put 5% of your portfolio in it today, there's a possibility that maybe it gets bailed out and it goes back up to $100 a share one day. But I would not recommend you put all your money into banking on that banking product to do that, right? Because it's pretty risky at the moment. So in terms of that, and then looking at kind of the products, right? So Magic Money and Leverage is a diversified product, right? We've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'm confident they'll all be winning products for us and for everybody, right, who participates. And they might not all be right, but at the end of the day, one of them becoming $1 million idea is going to get the job done, right? And then support the other ones along the way, and it all kind of just will work out there. So to find diversified interests, diversified income streams, right? Seven income streams, right? Gary Keller again says, to have 7 different ones. And so to kind of have some of those complement each other, again, to play off of each other. So like real estate and life insurance, I think go together very nicely. You buy a house and you got to go look at your insurance products, like not only like homeowners insurance. I always tell real estate clients, when you're buying your house, go look at your car insurance too, because different carriers will have different combos. And while one might have cheaper car insurance that was good for you when you were living at home with your parents, well, now you have a house, their homeowners insurance might be twice as much as somebody else. And at the end of the day, you save thousands of dollars by switching your car insurance.
Yeah. Great
So-
example. So we're running short on time. And so that's awesome. So we got that your first fundamental is diversification, right? And I can see that like as a life fundamental, right? Diversifying like in everything, right? Like as opposed to just like being inside of one thing all the time, down, down, down. That's really great. What's number 2 and number 3?
Diversify and diversify.
Well, this sounds
Love, love, and
familiar,
love.
Dorothy. Yeah.
Love, love.
Of course,
Yeah.
Steve Roke would pull a Greg Bignell on
Oh
it.
shit.
Of course he would. Of course he would. No, yeah, I mean, and listen, there's no wrong answer.
I mean, if you want a different answer, I can
No.
definitely give.
No,
give
no,
Yeah.
we want your answer, right? Which
That's
is
right.
really, really great.
All right.
It's
We're just
really
like
beautiful.
making fun.
Yeah.
Don't violate rule number 1: diversify.
Well, listen, in all kidding aside, I will put this in. It's really brilliant for you to say diversify. Number 1 is diversify. Number 2 is diversify. Number 3 is diversify. Because the world that we live in right now is literally what you just said. 1 minute something's worth $100 and tomorrow it's worth 3, right? And that's everywhere. That's like not just a money conversation. That's a mental health conversation. That's a spiritual conversation. It's so having that kind of being in the, the inquiry and the discovery with everything all the time and not like saying something, right? Like it's this way, right? No,
Right.
the one thing that is absolutely constant right now is change and the velocity of change that's happening in our world because of how fast it's moving. Brilliant to say that your fundamentals is the most simple fundamental is, especially in this new world we're moving into, is diversify, diversify, diversify. Because
And I think you apply it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Dorothy
Yeah.
had mentioned earlier about, some weight loss, right? Diversify your diet, right? Don't eat the same thing all the time. You'll either get bored or, you'll find out later, like, with eggs, long ago, eggs were bad for you because of the cholesterol, right? Now they're not as bad. So,
And
things change. And,
yeah, there's nothing fun about doing the same thing over and over. Like, I mean, I don't want to get up in mastery, right? That's the only time that it's fun, right? Is when you're in mastery and you're actually leveling up, but that's a very different conversation. So
and just try different things, right? And see what works best for you, because you might have one expert who you think is great, and another expert comes along and they're even better. So don't get stuck with one thing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, with that, Steve, thank you so very much. We really appreciate and love you. And Dorothy, back to you.
Wow. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much, Dave. We appreciate you being on tonight, being our sponsor for tonight's show. Absolutely amazing conversation tonight. I said to Kimberly, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure where tonight's going to go, but as always, we let the Holy Spirit lead, and he hasn't. It's funny because people
Never let us down. Yeah.
People look at me when I say it's simply a conversation and though it's Holy Spirit led, and they look at me like I have 3 heads. And here we are, 109th episode tonight on this show, and we have 70 this week on Wednesday for the other show. So 180 episodes. It's done something right for us so far, no matter what our coaches tell us.
Yep. If people look at you cross-eyed, you're doing something right. That's good. That's what you want.
That's right. I want to leave them something to talk about.
That's right.
I love that song. Anyways, we're going to leave. I just want to say one more thank you to our other sponsor. Our last sponsor tonight is Jen Zahari with Created No Way Out. This is an amazing book about Faith, who is on the verge of ending her life following decades of feeling unheard, unseen, and suffering from anxiety. Get your copy today on Amazon. I'm telling you, I could not put the book down. I do have a copy here somewhere. I cleaned my office, guys. Now I can't find it. Imagine that. With that, though, thank you to all of our guests that have been in the comments, and thank you to everybody on the replay. Don't forget to go check out Magic Money Leverage out on May 17th at Oakwood Terrace, Illinois, if you're out there. And don't forget to check out, sign up for your free 30-minute session with our left foot coach. And don't forget to be unstoppable on all that you do. And thank you, Kimberly, for going with the flow. And we should have more coffee conversations.
I'm saying.
Maybe this could be another podcast. Who knows? We'll see.
You never know.
Never know.
Whatever the Holy Spirit says, right?
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Be unstoppable. All that you do. Holy smokes. Have a great night. See you next week.